again, you have to invest in your business, you know, and that's one thing too, where it's like, I know sometimes we're like, I don't want to do it. No, we have to invest, you know, like I said, it is like my other baby, you know, and it's like I'm investing my time. So I wanted it to be like, okay, if I'm going to, my thought was, okay, Michelle, you said you're gonna do this. Now you have to do this right. Yes. That's really what when I opened my business, that's one thing I said, okay, I'm not gonna just half-ass this. You know, this is something that I really want to do. It's making me income, and it could grow, and it could grow from here. And I'm doing this. Yes. And 2 years ago, that's what the decision I made is, I'm doing this shit. Really, that's really what it was. I'm doing this, and I'm doing it the right way. Yeah. And boom, 2 years later, we're here having an interview. Yay! I love it. Like, it's so crazy because I'm like, I don't even do interviews. Yeah. And now I'm having an interview.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel, or if you're seeing this on our Facebook page, welcome back to our Facebook page. So we are here in Stockton with another Latina business owner. I'm so excited. So Michelle actually reached out to me via social media. Yes. So thank you so much for doing that.
I'm like, Nicole, for having me. Like just being here and coming. So.
Yes, Stockton, if you guys did not know, some of you guys are from different parts of the country. It's about an hour east of like San Francisco, Oakland area. Hour and a half if you're hitting traffic. Or 2.5 hours if you're hitting horrific traffic.
Right.
But Michelle, tell us first a little bit about your business, Lex and Found, right?
Yes, okay. Lex and Found. So Lex and Found started like a passion project turned into business without me wanting it. It was really when I had my son. Coming from corporate worlds of AT&T and doing sales, I really wanted to find a way. I was like, how can I make extra money, you know? Yeah. And
isn't that always the story? Like you're at home, you have your kid, but you're just like, I don't want to.
Yeah, I wasn't really used to being at home like that, and it was more to like, what can I do, you know, to keep me occupied? And it started because I would wear my own stuff, first of all, and I would get that, where'd you get your pants? And I made them, the distressed jeans. Yeah. And it kind of started going like that, and the idea went on, well, like, you know, my friend wanted some pants, you know, and I only charge her, you know, $20. Well, what if I can charge, you know, other girls, or what if they need pants? Yeah. And I seen the market for it because, like me, I love fashion. I love the distressed look, and I would go to like American Eagle, Urban Outfitters, and they would sell for like $100. And that's when the light bulb went off, and I said, you know what? I could possibly do something with this. And the fact that people already were coming to me, I had my friends, my sister, you know, she'd be like, oh my God, I need to go out. I'm gonna go to your closet. And they call it like Michelle's store. You know, prior to this, so even my mom and all that. So I'd be like, you know what? And that's kind of how it started. Started doing it for myself. And then I said, you know what? I can do something with this. Yeah. And it's like, I love fashion, and I loved finding like hidden gems is what I call them, because you can't find it nowhere else. You know, once it's gone, and that's what I loved. Yeah. So that's how it started. And then I did my first event at the stock market. So that's literally what happened. I attended the stock market, and shout out to the stock market. It's basically local vendors come, and you can find everything from clothes to you know, CBD oil products. You can find, you know, homemade organic products for your face. So it was really the first time that I stepped out to something that was out of my comfort zone, because I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. You know, it's just, I'm gonna pop up, bring my stuff, and at that moment was when I learned, wow, I have some work to do, because I popped up and then I seen other vendors that had signs out that were like catchy. Yeah. I had a blue canopy, they had a white canopy. Yeah. You know, it was just things that I was like, oh my goodness.
You start thinking of like the branding part of it.
And then I start thinking like, I can't do white thrift. Like, wait, no, does that sound good? How can I make it work? And literally this event was like a huge lesson to me. Yeah. And I'm glad I did it, you know, because it was literally like, oh my God. And then the racks that I had, I didn't have these racks. They were like the 4-way racks. And I'm like, oh my God, people can't even walk through. They can't see the clothes. So I'm telling you guys, I sat there and I was just like, okay, lesson learned. I'm learning, and I was just in my head creating ideas. But one thing that I did do is I made money. And that's one thing about a business, right, is are you making profit? Yeah. So I did make money, and I was like, wow, I made money. People like my stuff. And
even though the setup is shit.
right. That's how I felt. I was like, I am just not even supposed to be here. Yeah, no, but you know what? The positive was people were coming. What are you? What do you do? Yeah. You know, they were asking, and I was engaging with customers and meeting people from the community, and that's literally at that moment I said, okay, I have to, like I said, do a branding.
Yeah.
And I sat down with a branding team. My business was just not built on me. I actually have a team, and I want to thank the ladies from We Are Creative DNA.
Okay.
You know, I'm all about women supporting women, and they do wedding branding, and they are amazing. And you know, I really wanted to work with them, like I said, because I love their work. And I said, you know, I met with them and I was like, is this something you guys can help me with? I know they don't do business branding, you know, it's totally out of the norm, but again, they were so lovely with me and they worked with me. So thank you, We Are Creative DNA. And I sat there with them, and what I loved about them is that they heard me. You know, they asked me, what do you want? What do you see? And I told them a vision that I had for it, the idea behind it, and what it meant. And like you say, like weeks later, Lux and
Found. After I Thrift, after working with
We Are Creative DNA.
We Are Creative DNA. That is a cool name,
right?
So did they help you come up with this name?
That was their idea. If it wasn't for those ladies, I don't even think Lux and Found would be a name.
Yeah.
And that's why they are so important to my business.
What is Lux and Found?
Lux and Found is like, it plays on the theme Lost and Found. You know, that's what I do, right? I go into thrift stores and I go into, you know, other places and look for clothes and I resell. So that was what I do, you know. It's like bringing affordable fashion, eco-friendly, you know, pre-loved items a new home. And that's what I wanted. And that's what it plays on, Lux, because it's luxury. You know, a lot of the pieces you find in my shop are name brands.
Yes.
You know, and it's Lux and Found. So it plays on the theme of Lost and Found.
I love it.
Right.
I just love that big X with the glitter and everything.
And that was, you know, what I loved about them, because, you know, like they came back and they were like, you know, the you know, the bling bling is like a little bit of you, you know, and I loved it because I looked at it and I was like, wow, this really represented what I wanted, you know, and the fact that, I don't know, I just feel like that's the help that you need when you're in a business. Don't be afraid to ask for help and go with people, and, you know, because I feel like if I would have just said, you know what, I'm not going to do this branding and I'll just do it myself, I feel like, I genuinely feel like I don't think Lux and Found would have been, I wouldn't have had this pretty sign.
Yes.
You know, and you know, to be honest, I go places and people love my sign. Oh my God, I love your sign, you know, made me come here.
It's very clean and it's very right now.
And it really is like, okay, what can I find here? And you're gonna find pieces like, oh my God, I could find this at Dillard's and probably would have paid $80 for it, but I'm paying less than half.
Yes.
You know, so that's how Lux and Found became it. Like it what is it? It was reborn. As you can say, it did. It was reborn, and not only did they make me a sign, I have a website, ifoundlux.com.
All that information will be in the description box below, or I will tag it here on Facebook.
I got tags. And then before these beautiful tags, I had just ordered on Amazon white tags, and I would just do it with a Sharpie. So that was like my first pop-ups, like that's what it was. And now the fact that, you know, you can get a tag, it has my name on it and my handles on there, my website. And then I normally mark the sizes too, and then it's like the price, and it's like, wow, sitting there just looking at my tags, looking at my sign, and then going on my website.
And people might think those are such simple little things, but that takes time to figure out how you want it to look, and then the cost of it, like you're printing it, and then, you know, like, it's just all these things like accumulate.
Right,
So,
and I'm just thankful that I have that.
Yeah. So people could find you online.
Yes.
On the store, so they could buy just basically online.
Yeah, I'm pretty mobile as far as, especially now when spring hits, it's pop-up season for Lux and Found. So you can find me at local events, and then I always post them on my Instagram, and then also on my website. And yeah, like I said, I'm no brick and mortar. I'm strictly online, so any ladies can just catch me online, or I can just pop up at your house. You know, I've done that before. I do house calls, you know, and so I'm just, you know, whatever you want me to do, I'll be there, you know.
So you have a 2-year-old.
Yes, I do.
Now, how do you balance the $1 million question that everyone has a different opinion on? How do you balance being a mom and a business owner? Because those are two, like your business, I always tell people, your business is like your other child.
It really is.
And so how do you basically balance your 2 children?
It definitely is, like you said, balance. It's and one thing that I will say, it really does take a tribe to raise a child. And one thing that I'm truly blessed for is having that support system, having a huge support system when, again, I am a full-time student too, and running a business, and then trying to get things accomplished while being a mom and catering to home needs, you know. it's that support system where I can able, you know what, my mom, my dad, you know, my boyfriend, who is the biggest support system I have, who is the backbone, you know, who is watching my son, you know, when I can't make events, you know, it's all that really has helped me. And
I love
to
that.
do this, you know, it really, like, I tell people all the time, yeah, you guys may see me at the events, and I may be, you know, the face of Lex and Found, but behind the scenes,
there's a lot of
it's
people.
a lot of stuff, and a lot of people that are involved, you know, with helping me set up for events. My mother, who's there with me, you know, watching my son, you know, loading the truck, and, you know, just making sure that I'm okay to be able to do this. So it's one thing that I said is so important, is having that support system, and I'm just truly thankful, because without my support system, I wouldn't be able to move.
Yeah.
This doesn't work without, like I said, it takes a team, and I'm just grateful for my team.
Yes. But I want to actually, we discussed something off camera, and I sort of wanted to share this story because I know there's a lot of women that are going through this. Is you are a full-time student.
Yes.
But you started school a little late. You started, took a break, worked, went back. And I know a lot of people always think school is almost like a race. You have to be done by a certain time.
Right.
So how was that, like, what made you go back to school?
So what made me go back to school is really, one, having my son. Changed, of course, the narrative on a lot of the things that I was thinking about, and it just changes you in general. And then two was, I come from a background of sales. You know, I have a good resume on that, you know, I mean, Excel sheets, administrative assistant. I mean, I'm like good to go. Yeah. So I found myself, you know, when I was looking for a job, I was qualified for everything. And then I'd go, oh, you need your bachelor's. You know, and it was discouraging because, you know, it's like, oh, boom, boom, boom. Oh, I'm good. You know, I'm driven. I got energy. Yeah. And I was like, oh God. You know, okay, now next. And then it was like, again, same thing. Oh, and they like me. Oh, do you have your bachelor's? No, I don't. Yeah. You know, and I found myself at that point where I was like, you know, in the moment we all go through things, I was like, God, I should have finished school. And that's when I go back to my mom. She goes, te dije. She hits you with the te dije. Yeah. You know, because now I'm not by myself anymore. Now I have a family. Yeah. And now it's not just me. I can't just get up out the door and, you know, go to the library like I used to. So I really sat there and I was like, you know, I'm stuck. You know, I felt stuck because it's like, I'm here, qualified, have so much experience and can offer you, and I can't get a chance because this, you know, degree is holding me back. And then I also found myself in, when I was gonna be accepting of other jobs, that I'm like, they're not paying me what I'm worth. I'm not making 16 an hour. Like, I'm not doing that. That's not, at this point, by myself, maybe. You know, I was living a good life by myself, but now I have.
What was like the first step?
So I had already went to Delta College. I had graduated in 06, and then I started, like, I took a year off and I went back in 07. And then I was like, okay, I know what I want to do. I wanted to work with the community. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do criminal justice. Okay. So I went full throttle, did all my administration of justice, and I was probably there for like a year and a half. Yeah. And then I got into I want to make my own money now more. You know, I'm 18, 19, 20, get into that, you know, stage was like, you know, I want to make my own money now. And then that's kind of how I got sucked into that corporate good job and put everything on the back burner and giving everything to a corporate job that in the end is not going to give you anything in return. And you know, I did learn the hard way, and I do regret it, but then I don't, because what if I didn't do that? Would I be here today? Right, you know, it's like, I feel like everybody has their own path and you take it. And so I had my son. But the kicker here is, before I had my son, I did go back to school, because I was at that point like, you know what, I'm just not happy, and school is really the only thing that is going to elevate me. Yeah. And I'm going back. Then I found out I'm pregnant. So I literally went one semester, and of course I was like, this is my life. I like this would happen. So then I had to take, obviously I'm like, okay, I'm going to finish the semester out strong. And I did. And then I said, you know what, I don't know how I was going to feel. I was like, should I go back to school when I have my son yet? And I said, you know what, I'm going to take a break from the first year, because I don't know how I was going to feel. I was a new mom. And
that's really smart, because honestly, in the first year, you lose so much sleep.
That's what I was like. And I was like, I'm glad I did, because, you know, like I said, I learned so much. And I was like, would I have been able to handle that? I don't know. So I took the break, and I said, okay, now we're good. Now I'm back. I go see my counselor, and I say, look,
I know we've been here before.
Look, I know we've been here before. You're probably sick of me. But I said, I want to get out now.
Yeah.
Because I first went into criminal justice, and then I said, when I went back that semester, I said, I'm going to change it because I want to do communications. So I started taking some communications classes. But then I had my son, and I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing this anymore. And being here, prolonging my time. So I went to my counselor, and I said, what do I have to do to leave Delta College? Like, I don't even want to switch my major. I just want to get out. And she goes, you have 4 classes left. And I said, what? That's it? I'm thinking like, what? And she's like, yeah, you're 4 classes, you're done. And it was plant science, soil science, my statistics, and then communication, speech. She's like, you're out the door.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was, actually 5. It was English 1A.
Okay.
No, English 1B. And she goes, you're English 1B, and then you're done.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's it. She's like, that's it. I'm like, let's get a plan down.
Yeah.
She did my education plan and everything. I had the classes, so I know the codes. I'm not like, hey, I forgot the codes again, counselor.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm doing this. I'm going full time. I talked to my tribe, like you said, your support system, and they supported me. And I said, I'm not doing this anymore.
Which is good, because they also they need to watch your son when you're in class.
You know, and it's like, and what made me go back was the fact that every job was like 16 an hour, 17 an hour. And I'm like, where, in 5 years from now, what are you gonna pay me? 35 cents more?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that anymore. And that's what was really like my drive to just say, you know what, I want to go to school. I want to get into my degree, because getting my degree is going to open that door for all those positions that I was qualified for. And now already with my degree, I'm doubling my bracket.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, that was why education to me became at that moment like, no, I need to get it. I need to look, I need to stop playing. That's why I tell myself, stop playing and finish. I went back to school and I just said, no, I'm going with this. And I graduate this summer, my last class. Yay! Okay, like I was telling you earlier, statistics. Oh, I hate math. So I left the worst for last.
Yeah, that was actually my last class I took before I transferred to SF State. And my last class I took at the end.
And I'm like, in the summer too, so it's like double whammy.
Yeah, when it's all nice and sunny.
Yeah, and I like statistics. And I'm excited because I start Stanislaus State, go Warriors.
Yes.
And I'll be majoring in, like I said, it's so awesome, like what I do, but criminal justice.
Yeah.
But my main goal, honestly, is like I love working with people, and of course I want to stay in my community, Stockton, and I want to work with the youth.
Yes.
You know, I feel like the youth in Stockton is obviously our future, and a lot of things that we've been doing in Stockton to help the youth, it clearly hasn't been helping, you know? It's like we keep doing the same thing over and over and over, so I kind of want to be like that one that comes in here and shakes it up a bit.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing? And I even dream of having my own nonprofit, you know? Because I feel like too, a lot of kids in Stockton don't even leave Stockton.
Yeah.
They don't, you know, they don't go out to the bay, and it's like, I want to start something where we can get, you know, that, you know,
go see the beach.
Right, go see the beach. A lot of these kids don't have that. I want to be right, not only that, but I want to be them to have a support, like, you know, to really help them, like, what are you struggling with? Like, what's going on? Talk to me. Like, you know, I want to work with local, like, counselors and create like summits, and really just, like I said, get engaged. Is like what I'm doing now. I created a business, and then I co-founded Nuevo Joaquin. It's kind of like these ideas I have in my head, and they're just like, pew, pew, pew.
And I love all those ideas in your head. So let's actually, that's a good pivot point. You're here in Stockton, and traditionally Stockton isn't like known to be like a entrepreneur hub or a business hub. It does have a bad reputation.
I think we were like number 2 worst cities to live in. I think at one point, like Yahoo or something. I think
was it Detroit or Chicago that?
It was Detroit. It was like Detroit, and then it was like Stockton, and I was like, wait, I live there. I don't think it's like that.
I know. That's another thing. I actually want to go see Detroit, because I have some people out in Detroit I want to go see, because I'm just like, you know, I want to see if it's really as bad, because I'm like, when you go to cities like here, like in Stockton, people are like, it's horrible.
They're like, where are your bulletproof vest? And you're like, okay.
Yeah. And then you come here and you're just like, you want me to wear a bulletproof vest to get my mocha?
Right. Like, there's all these coffee shops.
Yeah. But like, talk a little bit about Stockton, being a business owner here in Stockton, in a city that isn't traditionally known to be an entrepreneur hub or a business hub.
So, of course, Stockton is one very diverse. And one thing I wanted to point out about Stockton is Latinos. We make up 42% of the population here in Stockton. So you guys were almost at half.
Yeah.
You can literally find a taco truck. Anywhere. You go down the street, you find a taco truck anywhere.
Yeah.
And being that I opened up my own business led me into this community, you know, that again, I feel like as if you are in business, you should be involved with. First, I want to talk about where we're at, the space we're in, Huddle. Huddle is a co-working space you can find downtown. What Huddle is, it's the idea of that, like creating a community of entrepreneurs, of engagement, of a support system. You know, if you're a small business and you need a space, right. So the stock market was, but like I said, my first show. So I'm really thankful for the ladies from the stock market that put together this event for local vendors. Yes. Because it gives us
I love the
outlet. I know, right? Stock market. And like I said, they have a story too. They're amazing. And I'm just thankful because like I said, they give us a platform to vend. Yes. And because of them, we have people, like I said, that are now coming from all over. This when they have their events, and we have like 60 vendors. You know, so it's huge, you know, and that's big for Stockton because it lets people come into our community, you know, lets them know, see our downtown a little bit. And this year's actually, I'm excited because they're going to do it at the Marina, which is like 3 blocks down. Ooh, so it's like, right, exactly. And I'm like, wow. So these are the things that people get to see, you know, that are maybe not from Stockton. And again, like I said, and then you have the hub of the, here you have people like, they're called the Hood app, and they promote local businesses. So it's like, these are the type of people that you can find here. Like if you're a small business and you want to network, I highly recommend coming to the Huddle because not only does the Huddle support local businesses, but they also help us by creating events. Like they have a thing called the Entrepreneurs Lab, where they have, it's like a series, I believe, of like, I think like 2 months. And once a week you're coming in and there's different speakers, whether it's to help you with finances, whether it's, you know, to learn about laws that may affect your business, policies, you know, so it's like very informative. And I feel like it's transforming downtown because it allows us to say, oh, you're having that, it's a resource. Yes. You know, why would you not utilize a resource? And I feel that one thing with the small businesses here in Stockton is that they don't know that they're here. Yes. But they're here.
Come check them out. I will put all that information in the description box. Your whole branding, your whole business is all about fashion and style. So you probably know what is popular. What's coming into trend. So since you started your business, what has been something that has become popular, and what was something that was once popular and you're just like, no one really seems to want that anymore?
For sure, my #1 seller is the distressed jeans, the distressed, anything distressed, anything that has holes in it that looks, you know, it like gives them the Kanye West, you know, like, I don't know. That's one thing. The distressed jeans, high-waisted, the pants, and the shorts are like a hit. Yes. I didn't bring any, but I do dad hats too. And one of my major selling hats was, I did the anything for Selena's. The dad hat, it said anything for Selena's and had the red rose, and that was popular item. I did also, I feel like Pablo on it merch, and those were like, I mean, I heard people come and say, what does that say? And then be like, I feel like Pablo. Oh, I need it. They're like, what Pablo? My Pablo Escobar. I'm like, oh, I need it. That's
exactly without even knowing which Pablo. Oh my God.
And then, so yeah, that's definitely been in the high-waisted. One thing that I've probably seen that hasn't been as popular, I would say, well, let me rephrase that. Not as popular, but like kind of been diminishing is, I thought that was gonna be a hit, was the bell bottoms. You know, I don't know if well, it kind of goes in and out. Because I thought it was, excuse me, I thought it was gonna be a hit, but I don't get really asked for that. It's more for me just like the distress. What kind of distress do you have? Yeah. And then when I did carry it, I don't know, I just felt like I said, those are things I look at, like what am I selling? What am I selling more of? And that's one thing that I thought, I was like, oh, this is in. Bell bottoms are in right now. And no, it was more like, all my girls care about was like, I need those distressed jeans. Yes. Do you have my size? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's really quick, speaking of size, like how do you, like, because I know a big part of selling vintage clothing is, back in the day, you know, I know for me, I like a lot of things from like the 1920s and then the 1950s I'm really inspired by. But back in those days, it really accounted for curves. Right. So do you find it difficult to find plus sizes for this?
That's one thing I'm glad I should touch on. I do, because I do get a lot of my girls at plus sizes. And it's not that I don't want to carry it, it's that I have a hard time finding it. Yeah. And even anywhere else, like where I go looking, it's just like I don't find it. And when I do, it sells like super fast, of course. But it is one thing that I think about all the time, because it's like, how can I make this work? But it's like you said, it's like that demand they want it, the demand is there, but it's like, how do I get it, because I can't find it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like that. That's one thing that I do struggle with, is with the plus sizes. Or I wish you had bigger sizes, because I do carry everything. Like, you know, I have up to 14. But it's, of course, as my sizes get bigger, I'm limited as to be, like, for example, my is like, hottest selling sizes are like from 4 to 8.
Yes.
You know, that's what I would say. And then the rest, as I get into bigger sizes, it goes less because I have a hard time finding it.
Yeah, yeah. So, actually, can you touch a little bit about where you find your stuff?
I find my stuff everywhere. And that's one thing that I love about doing what I love, because when I find it, I get a story behind it. So I feel like every piece is a story. Like that vintage shirt I had pulled out, it was this old lady's, I think I had went, it was estate sale.
Which are always
the best. And I go in there and I'm like, oh, do you have any clothes? And then she's like, no, I'm not selling my clothes. And I'm like, okay. So I just left it alone. And it's always those that I never expect that I find more.
Yeah.
And then she goes, what did you make the clothes for? And I said, because I like vintage clothing. You know, and I love it, and I want to see what you have, because I do that for her. And she goes, oh, wow. And she kind of just started like, what do you mean? You know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'm talking to her. I've, of course, found some stuff for my home. You know, I'm like always looking for stuff. And she comes back, and she brings me like bags. She goes, here you go. Have fun.
Aww.
And then at that moment, of course, I look, and I always find, and then again, mind you, my thing too with me is like, there's, I don't know if you've seen other vintage vendors, but they have even way more super vintage. Like me, I stick more with modern. I'm more modern. You can find a rack of vintage, but I'm more like modern. You can find what's like I said, what's in. So when I was finding the stuff, I was more looking for, okay, what's gonna fit in my shop? You know, so that's how I source my clothes. And every time I was pulling out items, she's like, oh, I used to wear that, you know, when I was like, you know, 30 years old or something. And that's kind of like what I like, is because I take it and I'm like, oh, okay, I love all this, you know, I'll take it. But behind each one, I'm like, oh my God, you know, like she wore this when it was like her first date. Or, you know, I get a story like, oh, those were my daughters, and she's like in her 40s now. You know, and they're like jeans. I'm like, oh my God, so these are what, like 1990s, 1985. And then one story, I went to a garage sale. And I still have them, because I'm debating on even selling them. I have a leopard coat and a white vintage fur coat. And those stories, this lady, I mean, was just like in awe. She could not believe it. I stopped by and I see the coats. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Those are cute. And I'm like, are you selling these? Just making sure. She's like, yeah. And then she's like, you like those? You know, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm taking these. So I'm taking them. She's like, oh, I used to wear these when I used to go out. Then what I do too, I'm a big label person. I read about labels. I know my labels. And I look it up, and it's a vintage, like 1965. And those are the type of products that I'm like, oh, I don't want to sell it, you know? So it's like, can I keep it for myself? Yeah, and I literally have it there, because I'm just like, oh, and I've had offers on it, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to sell it, because I might need to wear this white fur coat somewhere. When am I going to wear a white fur coat?
Keep it for yourself. Use it for some like Instagram shots, and just be like, here's like me, just like.
Let me get a good picture, and then I'll sell it.
Some shape. Part of taking care of the environment is actually looking at what's in your closet, and do you donate, and do you buy stuff at consignment stores or vintage stores?
And it's like an eco-friendly way of shopping. That's what I tell people too. It's like, one, not only are you helping to support a small business, but you're helping the environment. And that's definitely statistically, there's articles that prove that. Like if we were to buy, you know, by supporting local, or just really, like you said, going to consignment stores and not buying by big chains like, you know, like Forever 21 and stuff, it definitely will help. But again, you know, people shop. People just love to shop. So it's not something like, oh, I'm going to think about the environment today. They're like, no, it's just what it is. But definitely that's one thing that I love too, is like, there's not only supporting me, a Latina in business, it's like you're doing an eco-friendly shopping, and you're giving a new shirt at home.
Yes, exactly. So, key advice that you would give to entrepreneurs, or even like more specifically mom entrepreneurs that are balancing. The mompreneurs,
that's what I like to call them.
Mompreneurs, because I know we have a lot of viewers out there that are mompreneurs. I can never say that, I guess. I took speech class all through elementary school, guys. So yeah, what would you tell them? I would tell them that do it. If you have an idea, go with it. If you want to start something, do it. Don't be afraid. We all fail. It's inevitable. We fail. We are gonna
probably suck at some stuff, but that's the one thing I can say, just do it and really put your mind to it. If it's something you want to do, be dedicated. It's going to take time. It's going to take some work, but grind it out. You know, like I said, if you have a bigger picture, map it out, write it down. That's why I say to write it down. Like, it's important to write things down so you could go back and, you know, cross that off. Also to stay connected to, like I said, if you are in your town, be connected to the people that are making a change. You know, if you have a small business, something in your area, connect. You know, connect with people, connect with because there's a lot of free, and I say this, free resources in a lot of communities, and businesses don't take advantage of it. And I feel like I have been taking advantage of all the things coming my way, taking advantage of the opportunities and really speaking up, and it has led me to a lot of amazing things. So that's one thing I would tell you as a mompreneur or a woman in business or anybody starting a business, is that if you have an idea, do it. It's not gonna hurt you. If you want to collaborate, reach out. I reached out to her, you know, like, hey, you know, I love what you're doing. Like, you're giving us a platform.
And I just loved it because I was just like, oh, I'm always excited when someone's like seeing the magazine. I'm like,
because I love that, because it's like, you know what I think about, like I said, now, like I start my business, I look at other people, what they started, and I'm like, they're doing something, like they did it. It takes time. Like, nobody just goes, I'm gonna start a website and you know, push out content. No, it really takes time from your day. It really takes thought. It's a process. What am I gonna do? How is this gonna look? You know? So like I say, all I say is like Nike, just do it. It's not gonna hurt, and make sure you have a good support system.
Love that. Like Nike.
Like Nike, just do it.
Nike.
Sorry, Nike.
Yeah, they have such good marketing campaigns.
They do.
They do.
They make me cry all the time with their video, their commercials.
And then it's like, and now I'm gonna buy tennis shoes, but I'm like feeling something right now. I'm buying the tennis shoes. Yeah. So thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing your story with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Nicole.
So you guys can find out all about her business in the description box below. Make sure to follow her on all social medias. Of course, buy some of her beautiful things. That's probably what I'm gonna do right now off camera. So yes. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.